Good morning, everybody. I am RJSMITH, and this is Crazy News Reacts. Welcome aboard. Today, I've got a video of youths out in the street, wild and out, acting crazy, doing stupid shit that can bring an arrest and ruin the rest of your life. Hey guys, welcome to Clearwater Beach.
So chaos in Fairfax County, Virginia. Newly released video capturing the moment. One officer injured and a cruiser destroyed after hundreds gathered for a massive street takeover last weekend. One suspect is seen waving a rifle in the air while flinging the car through a parking lot. Luckily, backup arrived before the nightmare escalated.
I believe we narrowly escaped a line of duty death scenario of our own because one of our own officers was surrounded by a bunch of masked, tough guy wannabe thugs who surrounded her car and acted in a criminal manner in a way that I'll tell you is never going to happen again in Fairfax County.
2023, there were 500 street takeovers just in Los Angeles. Nationwide, thousands occur every year. I've said this before, on camera, with a gun, face covered up, not a good look if you get arrested. Because for a first offense in California, this carries 16 months to 3 years in state prison. And my God, that's the last place you want to do time. And maybe you're young, you don't know what could happen. You can be charged with mayhem, rioting, disturbing the peace, criminal activity. All of these charges get piled up on you, and then that 16 months to 3 years becomes much more than that. So just stop doing this, guys. It's not good. You might get a little thrill from it, but the repercussions last a lifetime.
What does that mean for residential and business communities? It means you didn't have any cops protecting your neighborhoods, your communities, your businesses, because these criminals diverted all of our attention to handle an attack on one of our police officers.
Ted, I mean, it's really difficult. We've seen some of these things before. It's hard for the police to get in front of it. What's the best way to prevent either an injury to a police officer or from these types of things from happening in the first place?
You could bring assault on a police officer would probably be one of the strongest counts that you could bring Dana under the circumstances.
Well, the chief says it's not going to happen again, and I'm sure the community hopes it is so. Also wanted to ask you about this. We've been talking about these young girls that got involved, unfortunately, in beating a DC man to death. And there was a decision to keep those young girls in custody. They are like 12, 13 years old. They were arrested March 29th. Their defense attorney was like, look, they shouldn't be held because they had no access to good education. Their age makes it so that they're too young to be involved in something like this.
Story just proves the point, I believe, that something as simple as a street takeover to show off your driving or your car leads to other things, which all stemmed from this nonsense.
But Ted, listen to the deceased man's sister. His name was Reggie Brown. His sister is Nazria Israel, and she said he did not deserve to die like this. No one deserved to die like this, killed by children. My 90-year-old mother did not deserve to lose her youngest child, not like this. You agree with holding these individuals in custody?
I absolutely agree with holding these individuals in custody. They ran this man down, this disabled man who has a plate in his head, has only 2 fingers on each one of his hands. They stomped his head into the concrete. They videotaped what they were doing, and they murdered this guy. And quite naturally, I do believe that they should be held as adults, but unfortunately, because of their age, these girls will not be charged as adults.
And one of the things I read about this weekend in the Washington Post was that they were saying that the schools have a high level of absenteeism, these girls included in that. So they weren't at home, and they haven't been in school, and now they are in jail.
Absolutely tragic. When people go out to commit what they might consider to be delinquency, because they're kids, it can always end up like this, because if someone gets hurt or murdered, like in this case, it's not just assault on police officer or wild in, or, this becomes a murder. And the question is, what are we going to do with 13 and 14-year-olds that decide to kill people? It's a tough one. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Like and subscribe so when you come back tomorrow, you'll be a subscriber. And I really appreciate you guys. Have a good day.